Hello, everyone, and welcome to a short introduction to the subject Economics Latin America. I'm sorry I couldn't be there today, but luckily my colleagues have been kind enough to offer to show this little video that I've made to give you guys an idea of what we'll do together in economics. The interesting thing about the Latin American economy is that in studying it, you get the chance to learn about a wide range of issues and economic phenomena beyond Latin America. For example, did you know that Latin America is the biggest destination for Chinese direct investment in the world? Looking at Latin America allows you to understand contemporary finance flows and the role of the big economies like China and the US. Did you also know that NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, which was signed in 1995 between Mexico, the US, and Canada, was one of the first free trade agreements to be created, joining developed economies with so-called underdeveloped ones? There are now many of these types of agreements, and so by looking at Latin America, we can understand the impact that these deals have had on developing countries from a more long-term perspective. Another important issue in the global economy is the idea of emerging economies. Brazil in particular has been part of the BRICS group of strongly performing economies over the last decade. Studying the Latin American economy helps gain an understanding of what exactly we mean by the idea of an emerging economy, how countries got that way, and what challenges they face. And of course, Latin America gives you the chance to understand unique economies like Cuba, one of the last non-capitalist economies in the world, and to analyze its transition to a more market-friendly approach. The course itself is built around several disciplines or scholarly approaches to the study of the economy. There's economic thought, which means that we identify different ideas about the best way to organize the economy, from approaches that emphasize free trade to approaches that emphasize human development and poverty alleviation. There's development studies, which is the study of the impact of economic policies on the everyday lives of people, particularly poor people in the developing world. There's political economy, which is the study of economic policies and the political decisions behind their adoption. And of course, there's economics. So we also draw on many of the concepts from your first year macroeconomics course, and we give you an idea of how these play out in the context of Latin America. So the idea is to approach the economy from a variety of perspectives so that there's something for everyone, even if you don't necessarily like macroeconomics, but also to enhance our understanding of the issues that we come across. So we begin the course with an overview to economic thought. We do this so we can get a good understanding of the theories and the ideas that have influenced policy in the region. So we look at liberalism, structuralism, neoliberalism, and neostructuralism, and we develop an appreciation for the different ways that they think the economy should be organized in order to produce growth and development. Then we draw on economics, so both macroeconomics, which is the study of the economy as a whole, and microeconomics, which is the study of individual groups or actors within the economy, and as well as political economy, to get an understanding of the contemporary Latin American economy in general. So we do this through exploring what economists call the factors of production: land, labor, capital, and technology. So, for example, we look at policies towards natural resources, we look at the working lives of Latin Americans and how they organize themselves, and we look at remittances, the money sent home from immigrants living and working abroad. Then we take a look at different examples from across the region, examples of economic success, such as stories of growth, industrialization, expanded trade and markets. But we also look at stories of failure, like economic crises, poverty, and inequality. So, in this part of the course, we try and get a good sense of the main issues or challenges facing Latin America in order to understand more broadly the issues and challenges facing the developing world in today's economy. And finally, in the tutorial, you'll develop your analytical and argumentation skills, learning how to analyze the economic phenomenon that we look at in the lectures from different economic perspectives. So, here is where you can delve further into the economic perspective that interests you most, whether it's structuralism, neoliberalism, or human development. We particularly focus on how to structure an academic argument and how to present your argument in the form of a thesis statement. So, as you can see, to study the economy of Latin America is to study a diverse region with a range of economic phenomena that can tell you more about the region itself and the people who live there, as well as about the developing world more broadly and the challenges it faces, and even about the global economy and contemporary issues affecting everyone. So, thanks for listening. I'll hand you back to my colleagues. And if you're interested to know any more about the course, feel free to come and see a lecture or even half a lecture for yourself. We meet on Wednesdays between 1 and 3 p.m. At the Schouwburgstraat. Gracias!